In the earlier videos, we've used language models in a very traditional way as chat-based systems. You'd give them a prompt, they'd generate a response, and that was it. But now things are evolving. The new wave of this agentic AI isn't just about generating text, it's about actions. Models are no longer limited to just answering questions. They can now call functions, interact with external systems, and even perform real operations on the behalf of user. This is where tools in LangChain comes into play. Tools act as a bridge between the reasoning power of an LLM and the functional capabilities of your code. Instead of the model telling you what to do, it can now do it by invoking the right tool. Imagine this. You ask an AI, what is the product of 5 and 9? So instead of reasoning through the multiplication itself, it recognizes that there's already a defined tool that can perform this exact task and call it automatically. This shift is massive because it transforms LLM from being just text generators into decision making agents. They can analyze context, plan what needs to be done, and then use the appropriate functions to get accurate results, all autonomously. In this video, we'll explore how to define and register tools in LangChain using the tool decorator, which turns ordinary Python function into callable AI tools. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how this small but powerful addition lays the foundation for building LLM powered agents that can think, reason, and act, not just chat. So let's go to the implementation. So again, I'm going to create a new folder 14, and then name it tools. Inside this, I'm going to create a new file, tools.py. So here, first of all, from LangChain core, I'm going to import tools. So let's create a function here. So our function will simply be a def multiply function. Def multiply a comma b, and then this will result into a integer, or I'll also define it in this way. So a is supposed to be an integer, b is also supposed to be an integer, and then the product or whatever this does should return an integer here. So a into b. Also make sure to include the doc string that actually defines what this function does, because that is important here. So let me write multiply two numbers, and then incorporate this using the @tool decorator. Okay, now this is not just a normal function, but it is a LangChain tool function here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke this multiply function, multiply.invoke, and then simply pass a equal to 3 and then b equal to 5. So now also this should be passed within a curly brackets. So let me provide it in that way. And then what I can do is I can print out the result. Now you can see that this particular tool will be invoked, or the tool will invoke the following values and then return our multiplication result here. So let me run this, and it's pretty easy. 5 into 4 is equal to 20. So this is how you do it. You can also see the function name here. You can also see what the doc string in the function says. Doc string and then you can also see what arguments you need to pass inside this particular tool. So let me run this again, and then you can see that the function name is multiply. You can also see this doc string for this second line here, and then the argument you need to pass is a variable a, which needs to be an integer, and variable b, which also needs to be an integer. What you can also do is you can also see the argument schema in terms of JSON. So for that, model underscore JSON underscore schema. Run this again. And then You can see everything that we have talked about here in the form of a JSON schema. So this is just a basic introduction of using tool in LangChain. In the further videos, we'll explore how we can integrate this with LLM too. So I'll see you in the next video.